Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Lawrence. I'm a faculty member here at Canisius College. I've been trying to figure out what I want to say today because, in some ways, it does get better, it is getting better, but we're not there yet. We're not perfect, we may never be, and calling it the It Gets Better campaign risks glossing over some of the problems that are still there. But I want to play the old guy card for a minute and say, back in my day, because when I was in college, I remember that one of my friends told me that because everyone knew he was gay, no one would shake hands with him. They were afraid that they might catch AIDS. Because this was back when AIDS had just become public knowledge. So ever since then, whenever I saw him, I would try to make sure I reached out to shake his hand. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm some great person because I changed things for him, but I'd like to believe that a simple action like that can make a difference. Shaking someone's hand, showing that you care for them, showing them that you're a friend, is important. And those kind of actions are important on a daily basis. I'd like to think that the world my children are growing up in is very different than the world I grew up in. I really didn't know anyone in my town who was gay, and certainly if there had been a gay couple with kids, I shudder to think what my classmates would have done about that, and would have said about that. My children are growing up knowing classmates who have two moms or two dads, and they're just part of the community. No one, at least that I know of, is saying anything about it, at least around the school. That's a huge difference. There are legal changes now. The possibility in some states of gay marriage that never was a possibility before. There are churches, some churches, not all churches, that welcome and embrace gays and lesbians and transsexuals and welcome them in and encourage them to participate. But that's where the challenge comes. And that's what I want to talk about today, is the challenge of how we respond when people don't embrace you for who you are. Because there is hatred out there. There is violence. And it's scary. But my question is, do we respond with similar hatred? There are people who, based on their reading of the Bible or whatever other scriptures they follow, believe that God has an opinion against homosexuality. And in our society, part of me says there has to be room for people to have their opinions. Where it crosses the line is where those opinions justify violence or rejection or shame for people who are trying to figure out who they are and who they love. I've experienced religious hatred in my own life for other issues. Some of my friends in college decided that I wasn't Christian enough, and so they condemned me. They publicly told everyone to stay away from me. And I found other people who were willing to support me and welcome me. And that was a wonderful feeling. So first of all, I hope that all of you find the people who are willing to welcome you and support you and love you for who you are. Focus on them. And when someone does condemn you, when someone does treat you violently, stand up for yourself. Come to the rest of us for support. But let's not return the hatred with hatred. Instead, let's reach out a hand to each other. Let's reach out a hand within our community. And let's also show that even though people are hating us, we're not treating them as some kind of monsters. We're treating them as humans. We're all people made in God's image. And I'd like to think that that has a beautiful meaning, because it means that God is somehow connected to all of us. And God loves all of us. Now, figuring out what the church or every church or different groups should say, figuring out what the government should do, that's above my pay grade. But I'd like to think that if we reach out, if we recognize each other as people, as individuals worthy of God's love, of respect and care from each other, that it will continue to get better. And hopefully it won't take too long. And I just want to say, if you are struggling to figure out where you fit in, if you're trying to hold on to your own identity even in the midst of the hateful things people are saying, remember, there are people here on campus who care about you, who want to support you, who want to reach out that hand. It does get better. Thank you.